Hello everybody, it's Teenage Code, and if you're a beginner to game development, then you've probably been lied to. Of course, a lot of the time it's probably been in the best interest, like when a tutorial oversimplifies something for you, but other times it's only to benefit the creator. In this video, I'll go over some of the bad practices that you may have been taught. First off, let's talk about Hollywood. Not the actual location, but the movie industry and the news press. Many movies and articles show teenagers getting rich off of a simple app idea or a first-time game. Maybe this was a thing in the early 2000s, but nowadays all the simple profitable app ideas have been taken and most hit games are produced by multi-million-dollar game studios. The idea that anybody can get rich off of a simple program has been implied through lots of media, but quite frankly it's stupid. You should make lots and lots of small games, progressively getting more difficult and more numerous in features. Eventually you can post your games to itch in some mobile app markets, but don't expect it to do well. Instead, you should expect it to tank, and learn from the experience and enjoy every bit of effort you put into your project. The next thing I want to cover is the complete opposite, and it's thinking that learning to make games is a complicated, confusing thing. I mean, yes, it is. Your grandmother may express her fear of technology very boldly, and programming certainly may be confusing, but just like everything in life, you learn game dev by taking it slow in manageable chunks. Some very clever people have put together tutorials that allow you to make cool things with zero experience, and some less experienced creators have put together less intuitive tutorials that don't appear to a very wide audience. If you stumble across a tutorial that feels too complicated, then maybe it actually is too much, and you'd be better off finding a different one. You aren't expected to learn everything all at once, and just remember that you'll get better as you go on. Likewise, other people aren't good at making code right off the bat. This is another one of those implied misconceptions as a result of people only showing you their best work. What I mean by that is, if you think that you're a bad coder because everyone else's work is much better than yours, then that might just be the case. Oh, right, or it could more likely be because they've just had more experience, and that they're showing you their finished work. Nobody has good code on their first try. In fact, most code doesn't even work on the first try, and that's a common joke within the field. But nevertheless, don't pressure yourself into making perfect code, like you see in the tutorials. Many creators actually incorporate their mistakes into the video, and that's an amazing idea to show the true programming experience. Personally, about 1/4 of my time is actually spent solving stupid little things like bugs that are caused by a single typo. A really common meme in programming that you'll see is the idea of copying code from Stack Overflow or other forum sites and pasting it into your project. This one is pretty self-explanatory. You should always try to get something out of what you're doing, even if it's not a lot. If you just copy and paste code without analyzing it, then you won't be able to change it later or fix bugs. So yes, you can copy and paste code, but at least try to understand what it's doing. A lot of tutorials don't really care about scalability. One example is just throwing everything into the process function. I don't know what it's called in other engines, but in Godot, that is a function that gets called every frame. It's pretty common for people to put movement code into the process function, and that's fine. But what happens if you need to put more stuff into the function? You shouldn't mix the movement code and the other code because it gets confusing as you go on, so instead of cramming it all into the process function, you should separate it into functions with related purposes and call them all separately from the process function. The final tempting thing that you shouldn't do as a game dev is give up. I mean, sure, you can give up if you've thoroughly tried it and disliked it, that's fine, programming is not for everybody, but don't give up on learning past the basics and then acting like you know it all. If you're not good at programming, then you can't just go on and become a content creator for it. But really though, there are a lot of people that do this, and they're called codefluencers. Typically they learn a small bit of coding and then they spend more time indulging in the programmer ego rather than actually programming. Real programmers actually think that they suck and suffer from severe imposter syndrome. I'm kidding, kind of. Just be true to who you are. Hey everybody, it's Teenage Code and this is the outro, so please leave a like or something. Bye.